Well, thanks everybody for tuning into my Euro dollar show. So we got that pop last night in the euro, and I fell asleep before they took it north, and the only place to get on the long train here just before I went smashing through that into that northern zone was they pulled back. We got one pullback here, and that was it, and then it went up. So never broke the perfect trend line. Unbelievable. Well, I guess it did break it there, right? So the pullback, there was a chance to get long, and then I went short up here this morning. I'm selling more if we go up there, and I'm also buying on the retest. So this looks like it could be like another easy scalp entrance to the end of the week here. I'm going to put orders down here to buy if we come back to the starting gate of all that movement. And here's the demo account, which I just got out of some bounces off this. I just scalped off that 15-minute little node there. So I'm ready to sell this thing for one more run up to the top. We're gonna retest the top, try to take out the high of the day today. And there's the 4-hour. So they hunted down that wick there. But we still have this wick to go, possibly. But that's pretty far north. That's 60 pips up. I don't know if we're going to make it there. So I'm just going to sell, retest the top of the day, and that's going to be my, the rest of the close out the week like that. And that's all I got. I'll be back. Oh yeah, I don't think there's any news today. That's another problem. Just no news. Nothing really, nothing. On the 15, it looks like we're going to make another attempt at the high of the day, and on the 5-minute we got this trend line to break here. So I just bought a little bit, but the problem is that this is the sell zone. Typically this support become resistance. But I'm just kind of in baby scalp mode here, waiting for I don't know what. I don't think there's any news, honestly. We'll take a look at. Okay, we had the unemployment numbers on Canada come out, and looks like they're doing better than us. Of course, they got all that beer up there. Makes it a lot easier to. Okay, wholesale inventories, and it's got a yellow, but it's the only news coming out. And then Yellen's going to speak. Oi. Well, that should be entertaining. Wow. I mean, can we get a hotter looking chick for the Fed? Can we get like Lonnie Anderson? She's still alive? We could put her. You could get her breast unaugmentated, put her back to normal breastises. Anyways, it's construction output, not good for Britain. Trade balance, but I don't know if that means I should short the pound. Okay, the news is out here. They came out with the news. This is somebody's stupid chart. Yeah. So, what is the news, right? Wholesale inventories. Oh, they're up. So we got a bunch of stuff nobody will buy. What great central planning. Ain't central planning the best? Sure enough is. We cleared that resistance level, so I took a little profits there. I'm definitely looking for it to come after it, to go up here and make a new crazy high. Just keep on punishing the bears. But I'm selling right up into that, pretty tight. Almost sell at the market, so I'm gonna sell a little bit here. Oh, forgot to rewrite that. Here I'm gonna post this sell order. This is sell at the market. I mean, you can kind of figure out, it's got to stop beneath. It's stupid. I don't like that stop entry stuff. So this is a sell at the market to make 10 pips. Kind of just really doesn't get much more simple than that. And that's just a low risk, just 10 pips, right? 10 to make 10, break even. But if it keeps going up, I'm gonna sell right up in that, right up there, that all new high, and then it swings back because everybody's gonna want to sell it up there, right? And this guy, same strategy here. So this is the account I brought back from from the abyss of it was at 348 bucks. Now I'm up I don't know, 100%, 500%, whatever they call it. This is my little my cute little four-digit broker. Okay, well, I sold that rally up into this, and I just scalped out. I'm waiting if we come down to get filled here on some buys. You know, it's kind of quiet, and after this dramatic move up, I'm thinking more like a consolidation, or we just you know, come back to here for maybe one last scalp of the day. You know, it's market's going to close in 6 hours, 7 hours. So that's kind of depressing, right? It was too much fun, but yeah, just kind of going to trade the consolidation, the range trade this stuff up and down here. So if we come down into this, in this zone here, I'll be buying. And this broker went offline. It's kind of weird. They're letting me place orders, but there's no data coming in. This is that broker that I complained about. I'm really good at complaining. These guys deserve some good complaining, though. So that was the big breakout. Pull back. One more chance to get on the long train. Never came back to here at that beautiful double top, become that bottom major launching pad, but I'm definitely looking forward to buy if we can just bounce down there for a millisecond. And same thing here. Pull back into this. Be great. Yellen's supposed to say something. So I bought the bounce off this top here, the ricochet off here. And on this demo, I had to buy at the market. So I just traded this bounce. I'm getting out right here, taking profits. So we fell through the floor there, and I bought that bounce. I dumped everything. Now I'm looking for a possible another sell-off coming into the Yellen speech. And so I'm going to put a big pile of orders down here. So I'm up $11,000. I'm thinking about buying a new car, give my wife a wig, and get her some fishnet stockings or something. Okay, trend line's here, right? I guess we broke it. All right, we're coming up on this news here. Yellen's gonna speak in 11 minutes. I'm selling up into this thing, and we got this trend line to break. And it's a trend line there. We already broke this trend line. Of course, that's a 50-minute chart. And that's the confluence point there. And I think gold could go up. Here's the gold chart. I think we could break this trend line. I think gold's going to explode, actually. gold's breaking out here. Here we go. Gold's going up, people. There's no way around it. It's done. The stop hunt's over. Forget what I said. Buy gold. So what can Yellen possibly say that's going to rock these markets? She doesn't have to say a whole lot, I guess, right? Just her opening her mouth. Two minutes to news. Another boring day of trading. Thank you. Thank you very much. Look at this amazing trend line holding on this euro. Whoa. Really? Okay, I'm selling if it goes up. Yellen's going to speak in 30 seconds, people. Step aside. Step aside. Let the lady speak. Let her say her piece. Well, we're very dovish. No, we're actually hawkish. No, we're actually bluebirdish. Where did they come up with these terms? Why do they torture us with this nonsense? Okay, I'm looking for a big spike up. And here she goes. 10 seconds till Yellen opens her mouth. Looking at the 15-minute chart. Alrighty then. Bingo, bango. There we go. Up and down. Up and down. Whew. What is she saying? I mean, does she really say something right at 11:30 that is so profound that's going to move the market like this? Is this even real? Come on. Oh boy. She must be hawkish. Wait a second. She's dovish. No, she's hawkish. Wait a second. Let me get out my currency gauge. Do you have a you know, I need that indicator. Could you spare that indicator for me? I'm using the currency power. See who's winning the game here. What's gold doing? Oh boy. No, sir, didn't like it. Look at this. Spike that up and maybe rip it down. Okay. Let's buy that euro, damn it. Come and get me. I'm getting in underneath this puppy. Look at that spike, Ola. Okay, I'm just going to buy at the market on this demo. And I'm going to buy all the way to Memphis. Katie, bar the door. Come on. It's going to print more money. Euro's in better shape. Come on, right? All right. Oh, boy. You know. Here we go. Come down to support. Want to be a buyer. Buy low, sell high. Euro's going up, but first we're coming back. I'm buying, then we're going up. Alrighty then. Oh boy. It's never a good thing. Never a good thing. Yep. Oof. Gold's ready to go now. Here comes the stampede. So we got that initial spike. People went long on this breakout on the gold. All right, they got their stops down here. Oh boy. What is Yellen saying? I don't have a news feed for that. Another white knuckle trade. Another boring end to the trading week. Okay. Looks like we're gonna take it down here. I'm gonna risk my demo account on this trade. Come back to support. Fill me up. Okay, I buy a little bit at the market. Go to the 5-minute. Buy one there, and the rest I'll just buy a lower. Buy low, sell high. Okay, I'll come back and see how that played out. I don't know if anybody remembers this one. This is a classic. This is like when Yellen speaks.
I've been thinking about the market lately. My broker says now's a good time to look into tax-free income. What'd your broker say? Well, my broker's E.F. Hutton, and E.F. Hutton says...
When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen.
Wow. I don't even know if they're still in business, E.F. Hutton, but that was a classic. So when Yellen speaks, people listen. Actually, I'm just looking to buy this thing on pullbacks. Okay, I'm going to buy at the market again. Whew. Okay, look at this thing just. Okay, people. God knows what she said, but gold liked it for that spike. Maybe they trapped the bulls on gold here. Big old wedge-o. Wedge-orama. Okay, this will be the last trade of the week, I think, for me. Buying some Euro-dollar here. And I'll be selling it if it goes up. Not much to say about that. I'm in $2,500 a margin on demo. I bought because Yellen spoke. Looking to break that trend line on the 15. You can make the argument for this trend line broke, therefore the sellers came in there, and sure enough they did for 20 pips. And that's it. I can't think of any other trades. Just gonna buy that if it tanks. Catch a falling knife.
You'll never regret the purchase of a good stock. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my broker says it's a real good buy. What does your broker say? Well, my broker's E.F. Hutton. And Hutton says... When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen.
I missed the good old days. Okay. I'm buying. Because my, that wick just spoke to me. Alright, man. I am seriously long $4,700 a margin on this euro. Forget what Yellen says. My trend line says. And gold. Gold's got to break this trend line, people. Alrighty then. Alright. Maybe somebody just stole my Harley. Okay. They took it back to this buy zone. Yeah, come back, see what happens. I don't have a news feed for Dovis hawkish meter running, and I don't know what's going on there, but we're just holding here for a possible bounce, but looks like it's just going to tank now. Looks like we're going to have to come all the way back. So I'm not in that big. Most of my orders are below where we're at right now, because this maybe have to come back to this where everybody trades at, where all the action's at. And with all this frantic action in here, this is a great time to lay a strategy of making 10 to 20 pips on just frantic up and downness here. But look at this amazing smash back to the top here. So the half hour, this was the, you know, people feel like they've missed the move. So we built this trend line here, right? So that was the breakout rollover. So you thought you missed the move. Well, you still had a chance to get in here, right, on this half hour. And now we still have a chance to get in here again on these, right? But I just went slightly long at the market because it poked down and took out that stop. So if you believe you're in an uptrend, or you believe that this is going to try to follow through to the upside, of course, in the daily, looks like we've reached this price pulse and just maxed it out. Right here, a little bit of the market's still left open, but if you do the last known pullback projection, you have to see that that would be the exit, just like this was the exit going down. All right, so for the buyers, if you swung trade this properly, you would have bought here, scalped to here, dumped, and then reloaded on this 20 pip hunt. So that would have been swing trading the euro, and you would have got in here again, and you'd have this. This is where all the bulls put their stops. They crushed them by about 38 pips there. Okay, we're still pulling back on the smaller time frame. So I want to get stopped out of whatever I'm in. And then when we start to come to here, this is my last buy of the day, last scalp of the day. As if it comes pulling back into this stuff. So this should be pretty dramatic, especially after what Yellen did or didn't say. Like, we don't have a clue. And how would we even get our brain around how this market would react to that news? Would just be the most futile exercise I could think of, other than overtrading this thing. But I'm looking for the market to plunge into my thing, so I'm doing keto trading today. Let it come back and smash me. So I'm sitting here at the punching bag, and I want to get in. If we can raid this zone right here in the next, just before the top of the hour, right? 1 o'clock, we lock in. You got 2 hours of the bond market left before they close the window. Then you got 1 hour of the S&P 500, and then you got 1 hour of just pure Forex. So you still have 1, 2, 3, 4 hours of trading left. So if this is a half-hour chart, we come down here for 2 bars, clean, smash, and retrace. That's my strategy for the moment. So whatever she said or didn't say, if we get the rhythm right here in the half hour, we can get in on the projection right down in here. So right now we should be getting in. Right here. But I'm not going to get at the market like I typically do. Maybe just one. One right there, but seeing how we got to come back to here now, right? Always want to get in on the bodies of these dojis. Here's our big rollover. We got a clean house on these bulls right now. So we're going to have to come back to the starting gate. Just got to make sure I don't overload these accounts. Got a big trap sitting here on the 4 hour. Okay, next week got to make some serious money because I got to get some of those solar panels running. All right, that's locked and loaded. Totally flat, waiting to get filled here on a smash. Putting in my monster news orders now. Way out in Disneyland. Today would be the day for this kind of... In other words, this perfect trend line has been so perfect for so long, the destruction will probably be a magnitude of... I can say definitely you want to be buyer there, right? That's the last known launching pad, and then definitely here. So this whole window, right? This is very counterintuitive trade here. Buying as it's tanking, not waiting for any confirmation. So you just want to step in front of it like that. And as long as you did the math on these orders, so I think I'm just barely in this thing, right? I'm just in one tiny position. Same thing here. Okay, looks like it's ready to make a launch. This will be the last price pulse for me that seems to be worth trading here. Is we can pull out out of the station. We have to reject that. We have to do a little... I'm definitely be selling up into that, right? Next half hour. So if I bought here on these wicks, I wouldn't have got filled on this wick, but this crop up in here, just putting your orders right there on those wicks. Limits only. Maybe put a stop, just trade super light there and put a wide stop on these guys, but down here just put an insane amount of orders, right? Because if we ever stab back in, it's going to look just like this. Easy 20 pips. I'm sorry, easy 40 pips there. A 20 pip scalp, high probability. You know, just got to put the order there and wait for them to tag and bag it. Same thing on the top side here. You had a sell up there. So once I got up here, I started launching the congestion orders. And on these trend things, these breakout guys, you know, takes a long time, and look at the tight stop prevented you from riding that trend. So we're keying off the half hour. There's not a lot of price pulses left, unfortunately, in this thing. So I guess the big thing is this channel's in phase right now, and then here's the and interesting, you can connect this right to this, so you get this internal channel. All right, this could be a possible smash and grab here. Gonna try to get the rhythm right here at the end. So this, if this climax is off of this, the lowest known close within there, I may take down to there, so I may run out of time today, but we want to scrape into that line as it's hunting down this guy's stop. The bulls to put the stops on that one, and then they've got it on this one too. Not that many pips away, so we would just fall down about to the 111.15 or something, maybe. Who knows, right? Looks like 111.21 here. All right, it's probably coming into somebody's moving average, right? It's but its problem is it broke that, right? But this could just be the scalper's entry where it comes back here, rest, and then it really does tumble. Because we always have to have a retest of the breaks. All right, this is the half-hour swing, and I'll just come back in the bottom of the hour. And I'm just thinking this is kind of an easy scalp to here. Not a ton of pips, but when they dip into these windows, they typically are going to retract back before they really take this on a tumble. So I just have to wait. It's 1 minute to 1, or it's 2 minutes to 1, and we're just cutting into these wicks now, finally. So I'm going to buy a little bit of the market just because it's on the clock entry. We're on that trend line, so I'm going to load up for a scalp here of 8 pips, and I'll just buy one for here if I haven't got filled, and then just one there, and see what happens. By the way, this is a broker has I'm only getting 201 leverage here, so it's a little harder to blow this account up. The other one was running at 500 to 1 leverage, and I used every ounce of the leverage, although I was able to make a higher percentage. So it's just a myth, another myth about leverage. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that you can't relate that you're only using $3 to control $1,000 of currency, and that may be a little bit difficult to believe, or it's just outside your normal parameters of like walking around with a really powerful weapon and just not realizing that, sure, but don't you want the power, right? So do you not trust yourself with that much power? Well, that's stupid. Then you shouldn't even leave your house, right? If you don't trust yourself. All right, this is just the only setup I see left is this trade here, and I don't know. It's getting very tired. The Euro's definitely made an outstanding retracement. So this could be about the last scalp left in the bag of tricks is maybe up to here, and then I guess I'll let the rest ride. So when we get to here, I'm going to get out of whatever I got in, because it's really this quiet stuff here was only designed to be a bounce off of here we never got, so I just went in the market, see what happens. All right, I'm going for the 30-minute chart and the 5 minutes and sync these up. So if the buyers are coming in here, they're going to bail up into that price, which is right here. So we want to bail there too on something, and otherwise hopefully you didn't buy too much and you've got enough money to buy if it goes lower. So if you're gonna scale into the euro, you can't overcommit to the market orders. Most of your orders are going to be beneath. So I'm only up 9 grand now, and kind of loading the wagon on the scalp idea. I'm looking to get in here and ride this up into the trend line, and the 5 minute has to break this trend line right after this. Right, so we just broke that one, but if I draw it out here and just keep dragging it out like a Gann fan off this top. Just estimate maybe to here. So this would be the target, is to get out on the retest of the breakout. And you've got this one. Those were the guys in the 5-minute fractal. It's like here's the triple bottom. Became the double top. They dumped it for 20 pips. Now we're under the water. And the half-hour traders, okay, the 1 hour traders just updated. So we got this triple wick bounce zone, but sometimes these bounce zones are only good till here, and then maybe we're going to have to tumble down the next stairway is going to come into force here. So we're currently walking down the 5-minute stairway. We had that momentary attempt to breakout, pull back, and then really go off to the races. And since that didn't happen, I figured, well, let's buy 30 pips deep. But let's keep buying all the way down all day for a possible bounce off the 111 again, just for easy 20 pips. And the trend people that think, okay, that was wave 3, this is going to be wave 4 pullback, and then we're going to continue. Yeah, I guess so. But I don't know, this late in the day stuff, I think we could still go down one more stab and then really rip up. So I have to wait. All right, I'm looking for about a 10 pip drop here. A spike down into this flat top here on the 1 hour. I'll fill up some more orders here. So I just took on another $2,000 of margin. So my plan is to get in really heavy right here for a scalp and for some that are a little bit more of a swing trade, maybe make 20 pips. The exit door is going to be, so we just made a momentum swing low here in the 5 minutes. Like I said, we still keep tanking. So I'll buy all the way down into that. So I'm just going to put a serious amount of orders even below. If we get an overshoot, pull back here. If it really dives deep. So I'm still up at 8,900 for the week. But as heavy as I'm trading this right now, which is pretty heavy, if it comes back and does a flash crash and a bounce out of this zone here, make an easy 40 pips in the blink of an eye. So we don't know what's going to happen here on the as we come near the end of the day, but this looks really ripe buying zone for scalps and for the long term. Like I said, it might come down 10 pips here in just like 5 minutes. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a, just now that it's kind of melting into this wedge down here. It looks like one of those come down here. Then we got to crawl back out. And my first target's going to be here. So I just bought a little bit at the market, but can't get too excited about these kind of downward wedges. But these, my favorite entry is to get in on the head of the shoulder, dump at the shoulder, and then look for the retest. Maybe it's not the bottom. Maybe it's not the bottom. So okay, now there's the potential to get filled on all these buy limits. So just have to have enough money in the account to take on all these orders as they come in. Okay. It's always boring, you know. Like this 5 minute sell-off was kind of exciting here. Lasted just for 5 minutes. Bam. And that was it. And I paused and then So we could get one more bam right here. Tag that trend line. Fill up these orders. And then swing back up. So I'm getting down at the right at the bottom of the swing here. I think I just got stopped out of something. Okay, I'm getting stopped out of some of the probably the market order I put in earlier. So this is where the patience comes in. You can see these patterns forming, and you always want to be in as heavy as you possibly stand, but not be too overeager that you're going to buy, even though it's going to go down about 10 more pips probably here. So we have to wait for these guys to get the bulls to get stopped out, because we're going to pick up their this one. At least what I'm doing is picking up their tickets off the floor. And this way, you know, if you're gonna get in on a swing, you kind of want to get in as it touches the fringe of the very bottom. You know, you see it coming. So here's the 5 minute. I'm going to buy at the market again, since I see that as a possible swing low. Now it's probably going to go down. It's another thing you can count on. If you want it to go down, you just buy it. Okay, now it's about looking for a super plunge now. So at least the 5 minute, you get to keep drawing this trend line over and over again. And a lot more active for finding the inside here. You can keep drawing these all day long, looking for the constant unsustainable move. I mean, if this first trend line, we already broke it and found support there for a moment. And how far can they? These are down 40 pips on the 5 minute chart. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy at the market. So yeah, oh well. Maybe Yellen got her hair done or something. Oh, here we go. So the 15 minute. You could start stacking up buy stops, I guess, on the top of these things if you want to get in as it goes up. Certainly would have got filled on a buy stop there and you got stopped out, but okay, this is the current target for when it comes up. So I don't know if I'm getting out of anything. I'm in $9,000 now. Okay, and I got the 1 hour in the rear view mirror, so the 5 minute in the front seat, and here's the big picture of the top becoming a bottom. Okay, I'm almost near my exit. I said I would get out on this 15 minute fractal. That's actually up here. Here's the 5 minutes, so should be taking something. Oh, yeah, so I got out of something. I built an 8 pip profit into that buy limit. And actually, if you're going to scalp and you're going to risk 5 pips to make 8 pips or something, you know, you could still have a soft stop on that. So you have a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pip stop. And it's a linear order, so every order is the same size. So imagine you're buying this thing down here in limits, but also when you see that, you know, that really is the bottom. Look at that. And you buy for that scalp, and then you sit back and wait for the other guys to come in, the 1 hour traders, and let them pick up the ball. Let them carry it across the yard. You know, you're just going to be you know, you take something here, realizing that it could just crush down now. So I consider if I can make another $10,000 by the end of the day, I'll be good, right? So I'll be at I'm up 10, put another 10 on just in this frantic move here. I don't know if I'm been big enough to make that. Probably only make about $2,000 on this trade, sadly. But that's what I'm aiming at, because this is my exit here on that 15. But this thing, I didn't take anything off here with anything. I just let that market thing play out. And I guess I probably shouldn't put any more buy limits down there because they usually overdo the orders. Of course, if you put yourself on a leash, so I guess you have somebody do the math, have your hot-looking secretary do the math on that. Here's an interesting resistance level off of this doji to this swing low. That's going to be the price to beat. And so here was the triple top entry on that wick. And the Dow Jones is back to the starting gate before the plunge. All the way back up, and gold looks like it's making another attempt. This will probably be a triple bottom here before we can get enough accumulation going on here in this. Looks like a huge accumulation on gold going on right now. I think gold could definitely start really cutting some. It failed to fall through the floor. I think it's a very shallow uptrend off of this. It's very subtle. Could hold once we take this out. Wow. But certainly when we get to up here, it would be amazing. 1300. Last known glory days of gold, 1300. 1290. There'll be people selling there. Okay, coming up to the target on the I'll see now the sellers came in there, that right there. Now we got to wait for that to consolidate. I guess we got a little bit of time left here before they pull the plug at the amusement park. Okay, that took forever, but I didn't get out that first target on the 15 here, so just let it go. And I think I only made like 2,000 on that. So I scalped out of that, and I'm going to let this thing finish off the day. Hopefully it's just going to take me out of this thing in the next so they just closed the S&P 500 10 minutes ago, and so I'm looking for the one last blast up here, and hopefully it just goes flat. Tempting to just get the hell out now, but I think I'll wait till the bottom of the hour here. We might get a psycho blast up. Anyways, this sideways action here, 15 minutes of up down up down up down. This is a flag or whatever they call it, right? Something like that. Okay, so this guy's almost totally out. This was the stairway. Comes down, ricochets off that. First exit on the half hours to get the hell out on this. Then it comes back for the retest back into here, and doesn't make a lower low on wicks, but totally retests that, and then goes up, and it goes up to challenge that price. And here's the next challenge. is this bottom to the two tops. So we're right there right now, and I'm giving this thing about 5 minutes to get the party started. And gold's banging up against the high here, so the gold's knocking on heaven's door, and it's been doing the same. It was trading water on this 4-hour chart, and the Dow Jones is back to the sell zone, back to resistance, and I just want to get a final blast out of this euro, maybe up about 5 more pips, just get out everything. Okay, here comes the weekend, and just about to get out of this one last trade. I guess I'll give it to the bottom of the hour, and then I'm just getting the hell out, and then it'll be like a weekend of looking at chart patterns. I think I'm gonna take a look at the classics, the flags, the pennants, and all that stuff, all these symmetrical triangles and these ascending and descending triangles, and cue them up to the charts, find when they happen and how they resolve. That's my big plan this weekend. Alright, I'm just getting the hell out. I've had it with these people. They can have the rest of this trade. I'm over it. I got the patience for this game. Alright. That's it. It's probably gonna go up right after I get out. I care less. I gotta go take a nap or something. This is ridiculous. Alrighty then, so yeah, totally flat. I'm just gonna wait for and then I typically come in here if I've got any orders that are still hanging out. I'm going to close all open and pending orders just to make sure I don't accidentally get filled on some type of psychotic move that just out of nowhere happens. So I'm going to clean off all this stuff here, and that's all she wrote. So I'm flat. Thanks for watching my scalping drama.